Good. All right. Good morning, everybody. We will call this the Commissioners' meeting to order. This is the 2/22/22 meeting. Yeah, will you please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Tom did get back from vacation, but he's at another meeting this morning, so to let everyone know. All right, next up on our agenda is the approval of minutes.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve the minutes from our February 7th, 2022 meeting.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Accounts payable.
Mr. President, I would like to recommend the claims from February the 10th through February the 22nd be approved without exception.
So moved.
Second, we have a motion and a second to approve the accounts payable. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Payroll.
Mr. President, I would also like to recommend the payroll dated February 18th, 2022 be approved without exception.
So moved.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Stewart, Highway.
Yeah, we've just got two items this morning. First, we have the awarding of the Community Crossings Matching Grant 2021-2 culvert replacements, Fairfield 312 and Wabash 529. The bids have been reviewed, and the low bid of Milestone Contractors of $797,976.40 was found to be in order, and we recommend its acceptance.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve the culvert replacement contracts as outlined, and I would note that the Fairfield Bridge is on Shady Lane, or culvert is on Shady Lane in the Wildcat Creek subdivision, and the one in Wabash Township is on River Road south of the Veterans Home, and again, move for approval of both.
Second, have a motion and a second to accept Milestone's contractor's bid. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Second item we have is a contract for bridge inspections. As you recall, back in November 21, VS Engineering was selected for this contract. Their proposed contractor has been reviewed and approved by NDOT. Total fee for all phases not to exceed $848,624, and we recommend executing this contract.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve the contract, consulting contract for bridge inspections by VS Engineering.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Bob, the Great Gatsby.
Yeah, we have a proposal, and that is with NYHARD, I believe. I don't have it in front of me, but we have to do gap compliant reporting, financial reporting at the end of the year, and part of that is post-employment benefits. And so to get that done, we have to have an actuary study done, and so that's where NYHARD comes in, and they fulfill that for us. So we ask for the approval of this for the 21 financial statements.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve the professional service agreement with NYHARD as outlined by our auditor, and it's in the amount of $10,700.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Next is a contract agreement with Arcor. Arcor is doing some engineering for us out at the villa, to where we're slowly trying to get her more ADA compatible.
Mr. President, I move that we approve the contract with Arcor Engineering for the villa project in the amount of $10,000.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Professional service agreement.
Next, we have a professional service agreement with Emma Banter. We were informed back before the first of the year that there were going to be some changes at Crystal Creek Kennel. They're the company that they hold a contract for animal sheltering services for the county. And part of that is going to require for us to take on a more active role and actually have contracted with a third-party person, Emma Banter, to provide services out there at $20 an hour and roughly 40 hours a week. And Doug, I know you put the contract together. Any comments about this?
No, you covered the substance. The details aren't terribly interesting to anybody but me.
With that, I'd move approval of the professional service agreement.
Second, and I would like to also compliment Tracy because he's been working really hard on this project here. So we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Houston Generator Service Agreement.
This is an agreement for maintaining our new generator at the TCCO project, which is the old YMCA that's now our central office. The amount of the ongoing maintenance on an annual basis is $636 a year, and I move for approval.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Jason.
Good morning.
Morning.
Before you, I have the creation of 3 positions and then a title change for 2 of our positions, and we'll start with the education coordinator. All 3 of these positions that we're going to talk about have been through the personnel committee and received their approval. The education coordinator comes in at a PAT 3. It's a 3-year grant for that position expiring in October of 2024.
And so again, I would gather we approve these for the term of the grant and then address this at a future date, if that is, I see you nodding. So I would move for approval of the education coordinator position at a PAT 3 through October of 2024.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
And just for clarification, that's our COSAP pretrial grant for that education coordinator. Along with that grant, we also received funding for a case manager position, also running through October of 2024.
Okay, Mr. President, I move for approval of the case manager position, also funded through the COSAP grant through October of 2024, and that is at a Pole 2 level.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Third is our life skills coordinator position that we received through our Department of Corrections, Community Corrections grant. This is not an expiring grant, so it would just be funded for as long as the Department of Corrections will provide us that position through our yearly grant process.
Mr. President, I would move that we approve the life skills coordinator's position through the DOC grant, and that is classified as a PAT 3 position.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
And then lastly, we'd like to have a title change, having 2 case manager positions become 2 intake officer positions.
Mr. President, I would move for approval of the title change from case manager to intake officer positions, and those also remain Pole 2.
Correct.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. GM Development Companies.
We have before us the February disbursement request for the projects at the Sheriff's Office and at Community Corrections. Total $635,311.47, and I'd move for approval.
Second, we have a motion and a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Sharon, grants. Morning.
The Health Department would like to ask permission to apply for the FSSA DMHA funding for a 16-month grant that will support development and capacity building of the community coordination on substance use treatment and recovery.
Mr. President, I would move for granting permission to apply for the grant as Sharon outlined.
Second, We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
And the Sheriff's Office is seeking funding from ICJI towards overtime for deputies to monitor the school bus pickup locations as well as in school zones during the spring of March through May and the fall, August through September semesters of 2022.
Mr. President, I move that we grant permission to apply for the funds from the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute towards bus zone enforcement.
Second. Motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
And CASA and Prosecutor's Office were both seeking funding through the Victims of Crime Act, the VOCA grants, for the continuation of their current programs here in Tippecanoe County.
Mr. President, I would move that we grant permission for CASA and the prosecutor to apply for VOCA grants.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
And the last is I need to accept the grant. The Sheriff's Office received funding from the Coffin Family Foundation towards a new dual-purpose canine that has, that's the amount, and there's no match to the county for this amount.
Mr. President, I would move for approval accepting the grant from the Coffin Family Foundation as outlined.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have reports on file, one from the Tippecanoe County Coroner's Monthly Report, the Central Mail Accounts Payable Duplications Report, the Weights and Measures Monthly Report, the Clerk of the Circuit Court Monthly Report, and the Treasurer's Monthly Report. These reports will be on file over the Commissioner's Office for public viewing if asked. Any unfinished or new business?
No, sir. Oh, do you have a proclamation? Okay. So this apparently is a recognition week for emergency management agencies across the state of Indiana. And we'll have, I believe we're going to work on a proclamation for later this week. But for right now, hats off and congratulations to Smokey Anderson and his staff and his many volunteers. They deal with floods, tornadoes, the inclement weather that we just had, and that we put in a lot of hours with that, and they put in even more along with our highway department. So we certainly recognize them for their efforts and thank them.
Very good. Any public comment? Not seeing any. That favorite motion?
Motion to adjourn.
Meeting adjourned.